Chapter 61 Bit by Bit. As Dr. Robert had promised, the TeleViewer was up and running and homed in on the pile of Solarium on Mars within 24 hours of their conversation. Sebastian and Barnaby had traveled to Corunna to view the experiment, and were eager to see the fruits of Dr. Robert's labors. They could see their precious Solarium as well as the inhospitable surroundings in which it had found itself. It was strange, really. As they looked at the scene through the TeleViewer, it could have been any cave anywhere on Earth. All those gathered in the room wanted to simply reach through the TeleViewer and touch it, but they all knew it would most likely kill them if they did. They had to constantly remind themselves that the pressure, temperature, and radiation levels in that space could kill an unprotected human in a few seconds. After a few basic tests, the first candidate stepped up to the portal, dressed in a heated hazmat suit to offer some basic protection. The volunteer tentatively reached through a rubber seal in a clear plastic box placed in front of the portal. The box provided a form of firewall, a way to limit exposure to whatever lay on the other side. As the arm continued into the box, its hand eventually left via another rubber seal on the opposite side. From here, Mars was only a few inches away. Everyone watched as the hand first touched and then enveloped the first lump of Solarium, and just as tentatively retrieved it through the portal into a waiting sealed container Earthside. As the worker toiled away, Barnaby sought out what little shadow there was, an early warning of someone coming to ruin their party. After a few minutes, the pile of Solarium was around 5 kilograms, just as Dr. Robert had promised. "Wait, shush!" demanded Barnaby before whispering that the portal be reduced. As the portal shrank visibly to nothing more than the size of a grape, they all heard the voices. "So we'll get this back to Earth and we'll hide it with Farmer," said one humanoid-looking soul. "Yes, defo a plan, Deli," agreed a red four-wheeler. "Good, then let's get on with it," said an adapted Land Rover scooping up a load of Solarium. As the scene played out, Barnaby slid a finger across his throat, the universal sign to end it, and with that the portal fizzed and popped to a close. "Graham and Bouncer?" said Sebastian incredulously. "Are you kidding me? How on earth did they get there?" he asked again. And before anyone could answer, "How do you think they did it, Dr. Robert?" asked Sebastian. "I don't know, sir," replied Dr. Robert. "We will have to review some data, orbital plots, anomalies, etc., but based on the timeline, the only possible solution is that they have access to a spacecraft with a warp capability, no matter how outrageous that may sound. Occam's razor would suggest it is the only option. The distances are simply too great for any conventionally powered space vehicle." "Conventional space vehicle?" asked Sebastian. "Yes," explained Dr. Robert. "Like the ones we are currently capable of producing. High-powered chemical rockets, typically for escaping from Earth's gravity well, or electrically powered ion boosters for long-distance flights." "And why are they not suitable?" asked Barnaby. "Well, they simply can't travel the 90 million miles in less than 9 months. According to what we saw, they managed it in less than 24 hours. Well, as Occam's razor would suggest, there can only be one possible answer. They have something similar to our TeleViewer," answered Dr. Robert. "Impossible," replied Sebastian. "There can be no way that is true." "In that case, they have something else," acknowledged Dr. Robert. "Something that we have no knowledge of." "And what could that be?" asked Barnaby. Dr. Robert stood and contemplated what he was about to say. "They must have a vehicle with a warp drive."